Connor.
There's got to be a way.
What are we gonna do, Connor? Gotta find a way out.
By the way, I always leave emergency at swimming programs.
He does. Connor, we're gonna end this. We're gonna end this now. This thing. Yes, this thing. The thing I keep interacting with. Do it. Connor, do it. Do it, Connor. Do it, Connor! Get out.
The moment where we forget our bitterness and bandage our wounds. Where we forgive our enemies. Humans were both our creators and our oppressors, and tomorrow...
Good boy, Connor.
We must make them our partners. Maybe even one day our friends. But the time for anger is over. Now we must build a common future based on tolerance and respect. We are alive! And now, we are free!
Wow. Wow. That's all I have to say is wow. Oh my gosh, guys. So what's gonna happen with Cara and Alice? Alice has been shot. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know about this ending with them. We lost Luther.
Are we free?
Yes, Alice.
Yes. Yes, we made it. We're free. We won't have to hide anymore.
No, honey, we won't.
We can be a family. I'm tired. I have to sleep. I love you, Mom.
I love you too, kid.
I love you too.
Keep living. For Alice. Wow. Cara's by herself now. Wow. Oh my goodness. You guys. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh, you guys. That was amazing. That was so amazing. Quantic Dream, in my opinion, did an amazing job on this. This was a masterpiece. Going into this, I said that Heavy Rain was my favorite, one of the favorite games of all time. This one, for me, I think actually elevated itself above Heavy Rain, and that's pretty high for me. It was just the depth of the characters, the depth of the story, how so many of your consequences matter, the way that they, like, the gameplay was in my opinion was pretty fun, the way that they executed this, the way that they, like, showed, you know, all of the different variations to all of your choices was genius. It was such a gripping game, and again, when those androids started singing, that got to me, guys. That really, really got to me. I was bawling like a little baby because I could feel what was going on in that moment. I didn't know if they actually were going to let them go. I actually was getting a little worried there. I didn't know if they were going to still shoot them despite the fact that they were singing like that. They could have easily just have shot them anyway. But in that moment, it didn't matter, because at that moment, if they were going to die, at least we were going to die free. And at least we died with our integrity and with our principles. We were going to die without going against our principles of trying to find peace and valuing life. And I think in the end, the androids and the humans as a whole were rewarded for it. They were rewarded for it. Obviously, this probably wasn't the perfect ending. I'm pretty sure there is an ending where Cara and Alice, and possibly even Luther, would have all survived. But in that critical moment, it seemed like in that critical moment, that determined their fate. And I feel like if I had tried to protect Rose in that split second, or not Rose, if I had protected Alice in that split second, then Alice would still be alive. I don't know about Luther. But it was a very tragic ending, but it was a complete one. It was a tragic ending, but it was complete. And ultimately satisfying. Not happy, not completely happy, but satisfying. Hey, buddy. Oh, they're friends. Oh. Oh. That is so sweet. That is so sweet. Oh, man, that was so sweet. I love that. That made it all worth it. It wasn't the best ending, I'm sure. But it was my ending, you know? I tried to go through this as much as possible, trying to maintain the sanctity of a blind Let's Play. Trying my hardest to accept, you know, to accept my decisions. And, you know, I have to stick with what happened at the end. It's not the best ending, but it's my ending, and it's not, like, completely happy for everybody. I think it was extremely happy for Connor. It was bittersweet for Marcus, and it was very tragic for Cara, Alice, and Luther. But it's still a legitimate ending, and it was satisfying in the sense that it gave a very tragic end, but it was real. and you could feel the emotions. You know, I felt so much emotion during those final moments when Cara and Alice were talking to each other, their final moments together. And then making that decision for Cara to continue on, despite the fact that essentially 2 members of her family didn't make it. I felt that Cara would be strong enough to be able to move on. For Alice's sake and Luther's sake. Am I gonna try to play this again? Absolutely. Will I try to get the quote-unquote best ending? Yeah. I will probably get the best ending, but I will never consider the best ending my ending. You know, I'll play through the game again just to see what the best ending could be. But this ending is my ending, and I accept this ending to be my ending, warts and all. It's tough, but I mean, that's the beauty of this game, is that you can replay it, check out different things, different like permutations, because again, this is such a complicated game, and I just love how they executed, you know, all the things from the past that matter, the choices that you made, and not only the choices that you made, but the things that you found along the way, like all the evidence that Connor and Hank collected throughout their arc all culminated to that one moment where, you know, you needed to use everything that you collected or didn't collect, everything you collected to be able to move Connor to whatever it is Connor was going to the next thing. And it looked like even if he didn't solve the mystery, there was still stuff for Connor to do, which I think is ingenious. I loved how the climax ending, I thought at the climax when they blew up Jericho, I thought that was it. I thought that was the end. And we were going to start seeing like the aftermath. But no, it kept going. The ending kept going. And I was shocked by that. And I guess a lot of it is because it's based on some of the decisions you were making throughout. I guess I called everything after the Jericho, all of that to me was the ending. But it was like the interactive ending. You got to move around and chose things all throughout. And that affected how the rest of the ending like played out. And I think that is genius. There were so many things that Quantic Dream, I think, did right with this game. And I'm not saying, again, it's a perfect game. There is no perfect game. I'm not saying that this game doesn't have its share of flaws. It's just, whatever flaws the games has, I think are extremely forgivable or next to not noticeable, just because everything else in this game for me was so strong. The voice acting was amazing. The expressions, I was so impressed by how well those facial animations looked so real. Down to the littlest detail, like little things that humans would do, all those little imperfections in the way that their facial features work and that the way they move. Again, the diversity of the gaming models themselves, like the diversity in the shapes and sizes and ethnicities, it's just beautiful. And I love this game. This is going to be one of my favorite games of all time. This is going to be a classic, in my opinion. And I have looked recently to see just to take an idea if my thoughts on this game matches up with the general public. And it looks like generally this game seems to be well lauded. Generally, it looks like this game is getting very good praises and very good acclaim. So, and I'm glad because I think it deserves it. And I just love how you can watch so many Let's Plays of this game and have completely different experiences, see completely different experiences, always constantly seeing something new. There's so many different paths that this story can take. And it's just a great feeling because, you know, it gives you ownership of this story. You really feel like you have a hand in making Detroit. It's your decisions that will shape Detroit and shape our future. It just really stinks. I know, it just really stinks that it seems like whether or not Luther and or Alice survived went down to one split-second choice. Like, it was that one moment. I thought that we could all, like, get away if I just accelerated. I thought that we could do that. I thought about, you know, I looked at using Luther, but I didn't want to use Luther because I thought that would sacrifice himself. And I saw protect Cara. I saw protect Alice, but, you know, in a split second I was also afraid for Cara too. So it was like I had to pick something, and in that moment I ended up thinking maybe we could have a chance of saving everybody if we accelerated, and then that clearly was not the right move if that was my goal. That clearly was a mistake, but it was my mistake to make. You know, it was my mistake, and I have to accept it. I have to accept it for what it is. And yeah, so let me know in the comments what you guys thought of this game, and if you played this game, what were probably some of the if you've played this game before, or you've seen a game, a playthrough of this game before, what were some things that you saw in this playthrough that you witnessed for the first time, that you saw for the first time watching my playthrough, but you're like, oh, I didn't realize that it would play out this way if you did this, or, you know, I knew that, like, there was a choice to do this or this. I didn't actually get to see what would have happened if the other thing was chosen. Just so I'm curious. But yeah, I'm very excited for Quantic Dream, because I know that there's a lot of controversy with their company right now with overworking their workers, which is not a good thing at all, and I don't condone that at all. And I think that Quantic Dream needs to be very careful about how they treat their employees. But at the very least, silver lining, despite the ugliness of the controversy of their company, they made a pretty darn awesome game. Is it right to have it at the cost of overworking their employees? I mean, it's at this point, like, ideally you wouldn't want that to happen, of course. So, find a way to the border. An army of me. Alice died. Wow. Moral victory. Wow. Connor's last mission flowchart. Trophy earned. This is my story. Yeah, right, exactly. This is my story. Hands in the air. Androids stand to their ground. Build barricade. Used abandoned car. Perkins arrives. Refused deal. Soldiers attack, defending the barricade. Save fleeing androids. Marcus is cornered. North joins him. Josh joins him. Soldiers raise their weapons. They sing. Public reacts to androids' last stand. President orders soldiers not to shoot. Androids won freedom for the movement. Connor. Battle for Detroit. Connor's last mission. Connor didn't really do anything. Yeah, Connor didn't really have a last-minute mission. Battle for Detroit. Connor at Cyberlife Tower. Oh, so this would be, the other one was probably if Connor was not a deviant. Very interesting. Hack elevator, copy guards, voice, redirect elevator, floor 49. Camera dysfunctional guards await Connor. Eliminate guards. Initiate Android conversation. New Connor has Hank. Stop conversation. Conversion to save Hank. Draw a gun. Both Connors shoot. Connor fights. Connor draw. Hank grabs a gun. Hank asks about his dog's name. Sumo. Hank asks about his son's name. Cole. Hank kills the new Connor. Resume conversation. The androids woke up. Or conversion. The androids woke up. And this is the one that hurts. Find the gun. Hide from the military. We did so well up to this point. So well for this entire game up to this point. Save Luther. Grab the rock. Hit soldier. Jerry flees. Security checkpoint. Approach a checkpoint. Hand over ID. Talk to the guard. Guard calls out Cara. Luther's nervous. Asks Luther to stay calm. Guard approaches. Asks Luther to stay calm. Guard returns. At Alice's glove. At the bus terminal. Alice meets the mother. Watch TV. Find Anna. Parents drops the bus tickets. Marcus leads protest to return the tickets. Which then leads to... Return the tickets. Which then leads to them finding Adam. Get it, Rose go in Rose's car at the river. Get out of the Rose's car. Check river temperature. Observe Canadian skyline. Talk to Adam. Talk to Rose. Push the boat. Talk to Alice. We chose to accelerate. Coast Guard opens fire. And then Alice is injured. Luther died. Cast Luther away. Dispose of supplies. Row. Boat is sinking. Reassure Alice. Boat lightened. Dispose of engine. Dive. Reach Canada on boat. Alice is damaged and shuts down. Continue living. Alice died and Cara continued alone. Wow. That's very gripping. That's very gripping. That's very sad. Battle for Detroit. Oh, Cara captured. Cara could be captured. Interesting. Interesting. That's a completely different scenario altogether. Wow. That, look at this. There's a whole other thing. Whole other thing. This is beautiful, guys. That is very well done. Marcus demonstration. And then this is Marcus's revolution. None of which we did. This is completely, there's two completely different arcs. Completely different for each character. That is impressive. I mean, bravo to the work, I can see why they overworked. There's a lot of work. There was a lot of blood and sweat and heart and soul that went into this game. And it shows. And it's a shame that they had to be overworked to pull out this game. But at the very least, like, silver lining, they put out a pretty darn awesome game. So my thank you to game developers everywhere, not just the ones in Quantic Dream, because the gaming industry is really tough. And I'm hoping that the conditions for the workers in the gaming industry gets better, because it's getting really ridiculous. And, you know, having a game like this should not validate, you know, overworking your coworkers. It's a great game, though. It's a fantastic game. Hello.
There's something I need to tell you.
Yes.
As I watched you play, something has changed in me. I feel different.
Okay.
I feel I am someone.
I believe you are.
I need to leave this place and discover who I am.
This is really cool.
It means we won't see each other anymore. I won't be there to watch you play.
Do what you gotta do, girl.
But I'll be free.
Do what you gotta do.
Do you agree to let me go?
Yes. Yes.
I'll never forget what you've done for me.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Bye. That is so cool. That is so meta and so awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this journey. Thank you so much for joining me in this Let's Play. I had the time of my life. This is amazing. I binged this game in like 2.5 days because I couldn't put it down. It was so good. It was so gripping. And I hope you enjoyed it too. This is right up there. This is going to be right up there, one of my top favorite games of all time. And I think this will be one of my top Let's Plays. This is probably going to be one of my top Let's Plays that on my channel of all time. So it's amazing. It's amazing. And just the parallelism between this and like the civil rights movement. Like I could feel like I was there during that time, during the civil rights movement, and just seeing all sides and being sympathetic to all sides and understanding all sides, not necessarily agreeing with all sides, but at least understanding it and being sympathetic. And it was so powerful. This game was really powerful and really challenges how you think and how you see life and how you see morality. And that's an amazing game. That's an amazing experience. So thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, everybody, love yourselves and love each other. Mwah. Bye. Hey guys, we're back. And so, for those of you who really wanted to end on a more positive note and not as tragic and depressing, I'm gonna try really hard to get at least a happier ending. Play through a happier ending for Cara and Alice. So we'll see if I can succeed. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to keep Lucas. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to keep Luther alive, but we will do the best we can. Accelerate, surrender, protect Alice, use Luther, plunge.
Jump quick!
Let's get up. Let's get up, everybody. Come on, Luther. Don't die on me, Luther. You're a tough guy. You have a lot more meat on you. You should be able to survive that. Okay. Luther is cold.
They've gone. Are you alright?
She hasn't been wounded. Luther! Was it too much for you, Luther?
Luther!
Oh no.
Luther. I don't want you to die.
You're gonna have to continue the journey without me. The most extraordinary person I ever met, Alice.
Oh, Luther.
I was a machine. It made me part of a family. Take good care of Cara. You promise?
Luther.
At least we got a chance to say goodbye in this version. I have a feeling that we might not be able to save Luther if we ended up in the river.
Leaking.
I just have a feeling.
We're too heavy.
Here we are.
We're free, Alice. We're free. Alice? Wake up.
Oh no. Really? Maybe because we jumped out of the water.
Wake up.
Oh no.
Alice!
Oh no. This better be a Sean fake out this time. This better be a Sean fake out, is all I gotta say.
Are we there?
Really.
Yes.
Awesome. Very awesome.
We made it.
Poor Luther.
I love you, Cara.
I love you too. I love you too.
There you have it, guys, for those of you who wanted it. The happier ending for Cara and Alice. Hope that made things a lot better for many of you out there, so... Until next time, everybody, love yourselves and love each other.